for you. Yes, I mean you. This is how you can turn your ideas into a reality. Yes, this kind of reality. Now, do you know that story, that popular story of how water was turned to wine? Well, keep that story in mind because I'm going to be making reference to it today a lot of times. Because come to think of it, turning your ideas, business ideas into a reality is just like turning water to wine. Because come to think of it, how is it going to be possible? Well, on today's episode of Solutions Podcast, I'm going to be showing you how to turn your ideas into a reality. Step 1. I know you're thinking of it of just an idea. How is this idea going to turn into a big conglomerate like you see it to be? Well, the first thing you need to do is stop thinking that. Stop being scared. Stop talking down your ideas. Stop. Because trust me, nothing good can come out of your idea when you're talking down on it. Nothing good can come out of your idea when you're scared of it. So, stop talking down on your ideas. Stop being scared of the future or reality that holds your idea. No, stop it. And rather, begin to think of the possibilities. Think of how big it's going to grow. Think of how great it's going to become. Because trust me, that is the only arsenal you have at this point of phase of your idea. That's the only arsenal you have. Your mind. So use your mind to picture and imagine the best possible outcomes you can imagine. That's what you should do. Motivational and inspirational speakers will tell you, be positive. Well, that's what you should do. Be positive about your idea. Don't think down on it. And don't be like Joseph. Don't share your ideas to people who will talk down on it. No. Keep it to yourself or share it with people of like minds. Whatever you do, make sure you keep positive energy around that idea because that is the comfortable environment that it can grow in. Now you're no longer scared. Now you have a positive environment and you're thinking about the different things you want to see from your idea. The next thing you need to do is begin to write down what you're seeing. What is this idea? Write it down. Where do you want it to be? Write it down. Now the next thing, once you write that down, you have the big picture. Then you start breaking it down into small bits and pieces. Now you have a big picture. How are you going to get to this big picture? Begin to break it down. What are the little steps you need to take to get to that big picture? Alright? Now, there's a popular saying, and it goes like this. Great things start small. Alright? So, it's very simple. Now you have a big idea. What is the small idea? Right? In this part of the world, almost every big branded restaurant now started from a buka. Right? Yes, a buka from the roadside. So, if you have a restaurant brand or if you have an idea of something you want to start, why don't you start small first? Come up with the smallest one you can manage, a microcosm of your big idea. Start with that. You can go far from starting small.
Now, imagine being that 1 in a million, the one who gains access to the key solution, the knowledge, and the strategies to transform your life and business. Be a part of something extraordinary. Join us for I Am Business Volume 3.
Now you've broken it down into the smallest piece and you think that, okay, I can work with this. Then you can now begin to work with that. What do you do next? Research. What is the plan? How are you going to go about it? Make everything ready. Make sure that you look into every bits and pieces, because let me tell you something. The reason why you were scared at the beginning is because you had fears of it not working. Well, at this point, you look into all those fears and ask yourself, what is going to stop me from achieving what I want to achieve, right? Look at those things. Have a risk log. List out your risk and ask yourself, how am I going to mitigate this risk while I'm starting this business? How am I going to mitigate it? Because if you don't do that, when those challenges come knocking on the door, you need to answer. And the only way you can answer with your full chest is when you've planned for it. But if you have not planned for it, when those challenges come knocking on the door, the first thing you're going to tell yourself is, I knew it. So, why don't you say I knew it with your full chest and plan for those I knew it situations? Plan for them. Ask yourself, what can I do that can help me solve this particular problem? Once you do this, you're getting close to starting your business. Now, the next thing you need to do is consult. We preach this every time on Solutions Podcast. We always tell our viewers, consult, seek for help, ask the experts, because no man is an island. I need help, you need help, your brother needs help, your sister needs help. Everyone in this world needs help at one point or another. So, if you could need help for other trivial things, for your business that you are investing a lot of money into, money and time, of course you need help. You need to ask someone certain questions. You need to talk to someone. You need to ask someone who has done this before. This is where consultants come in. This is where we come in. As a business support organization, our expertise is giving support to people like you who wants to turn your ideas into a reality. So, if you want to turn your ideas into a reality, down in the description box, you see our website link. Tap on it and book for consultation. Listen, don't be like the man who thinks he knows it all and who takes his retirement money and sinks it into a business he knows nothing about. I don't need to paint a picture for you. You already know how tragic that is. Well, don't be that man who sinks all his money or loans money, borrows money, or gets an investor into a business he or she knows nothing about. Well, I know you're not going to be that person. Why? Because you watch Solutions Podcast. You're listening to me now. You're hearing what I'm saying. You're not going to make that mistake. So, talk to us. Let us help you turn your ideas into a reality. On Solutions Podcast, I've told you how to turn your ideas into a reality. Like the popular story of how water was turned into wine. If they didn't serve the wine to the chairman of the occasion to taste it, it wouldn't have been complete. So, you've made the plans, you've thought of the idea, you've made the plans, you've consulted. The next thing you need to do is engage. Once you engage, your ideas can flip from being just ideas into being a reality. So, join the League of Business Owners today and turn those your ideas into a reality. This is Solutions Podcast, where we give you solutions.